Let's look at a few examples in this lecture. The first one is we want to find out arc sine and 1/2. We know that arc sine is actually an angle. So we may let alpha is the value of arc sine 1/2. Then of course sine alpha will be 1/2. Okay. Then we know that sine 30 degrees is 1/2. Or you may write alpha equals pi over 6. Pi over 6 is 30 degrees. Okay. Now here is the same thing. Looks very scary, huh? But we know again, arc secant 2 is an angle. So the technique right here you see is that you don't know the value, you let this arc secant 2 is an angle, or you let arc secant 1/2, arc sine 1/2 is an angle. Then you can write something out. Okay, then you have sine alpha is 1/2. Then it's clear for you. Here is the same thing. You don't know arc secant 2. You know this is an angle. So you introduce an angle yourself. Okay, then you can do something. Then you have what? Secant alpha is 2. Secant we know that that's what? That's 1 over cosine alpha. So here basically it says is that 1 over cosine alpha is 1/2. Is 2. 2. Okay. Then keep going. 2 is what? 2 is 2 over 1. So you flip both numerator and denominator concurrently, so you will have a cosine alpha is 1/2. Okay, and then cosine 1/2 is cosine alpha is 1/2. Then you know alpha will be what? Will be 60 degrees, and then in this case 60 degrees is pi over 3. Okay, so here is the technique. You introduce an angle yourself, and then you see once you have alpha is pi over 3, that's the same alpha. Here's the same thing. Alpha is pi over 6, and that's alpha. Alpha is this. Okay, so you are done, and you probably didn't realize you are done. Alright, now here is that cotangent inverse. It still means arccotangent. -1 is theta. So here the angle is introduced already. Then you know from here you then have a cotangent is cotangent theta is -1. Okay, cotangent theta is -1. Then you know that theta will be 135 degrees. Okay, so then you are done. Alright, so here is we are required to find out theta in degrees. Okay, so you write in degrees. And here we choose radian. Okay, now let's look at, here we didn't use calculator, and actually this one you cannot really use the calculator. See, here is tang, and the tang inverse, there is no cotang. Okay, so of course you can use the definition 1 over cotang, and 1 over tang is -1, and then you do some math operation to find out. Okay, and here you can do by using your calculator, because arcsine is actually sine inverse, but for arcsecant you cannot really do it. So you have to do is, you see, cosine alpha is 1/2, and then arc cosine 1/2, you will have a pi over 3, but you get approximate value, not exact. Okay, that's the thing. So here calculator T83 cannot really help you to find out exact values. Now let's look at some questions that we need to use the calculator. Okay, here is that with the calculator we want to find out two things. One, this angle is in degrees, another angle is in radians. So here is the solution. We know again in this case we got to use calculator. Arc cosine -0.9999. In some calculator in some book they don't use arc, they use cosine inverse. 9999. Here you want in degrees, so turn on your calculator, clear the math. Want to make sure it's in degree. Here is not in degree, so highlight that, move the cursor right here, and then hit enter. And then you move, you will see degree is highlighted. Okay? Now, then you go back, second, quit. You want to find out cosine inverse this value. So that will be second. Here's cosine yellow function's inverse, -0.9999. Close bracket, hit enter, and that's in degrees. Approximately is 179.1897086 degrees, or approximately is 179 degrees. Okay. So it depends on the requirement. And you may keep like how many digits? You may keep like 4 digits or something. So it here depends. Okay? So you may say you want to keep 4. And since this number is less than 5, you drop it. So 179.1897 degrees. Now the following one is secant inverse. There is no secant here. That's one thing. Another thing is in radians. So first of all, you want to be in radians. Then you do mode and highlight radian. You see it's not highlighted. Move the cursor to radian and then hit enter. Then when you move out, you see radian is highlighted. Okay. So second quit. Now for this one, you want to introduce an angle yourself. That's secant inverse negative 4.08. You know this is going to be an angle. You want this one to be in radians. Okay, now then based on the definition, you know secant alpha will be negative 4.08. That's immediately, Okay. Now remember, secant is 1 over cosine. Okay. And then negative 4.08 is negative 4.08 over 1. Alright. You flip both numerator and denominator concurrently. Then what do we get? We get cosine alpha over 1. Okay. You don't have to write over 1, Okay. Is negative 1 over 4.08. Now you can find out alpha by using your calculator. That's what alpha equals cosine inverse negative 1 over 4.08. And then you have your calculator here. That will be secant cosine inverse negative here, not this subtraction, negative 1 divided by 4.08, close parenthesis, hit enter. You have the answer is approximately 1.81841714.2, or approximately, if you want, the answer will be 1.82. If you are required to keep 2 decimal points, you will look at that. 8 is greater than or equal to 5, so round it up. Okay, so in this lecture we have done 5 examples. Okay, and right here is that this one we did use the calculator. Okay, for the approximate value, and in the previous 3 examples we actually didn't. Okay, we are not required. We need to find exact values. Okay, so please review these lectures. I'll see you next time.